This is the plaintiff, Patrick Lacey. He says he rented an apartment from the defendant, and the guy never had the right to rent the apartment to him in the first place. That's right, he actually took rent and security on a house he didn't own. And if he thinks he can just get away with stealing from someone like that, he is sorely mistaken. That's why he's suing him here for the $2,100 he's owed. This is the defendant, Sean. He says he had a rent-to-own deal with the owner of the house, and he was just as surprised as the plaintiff when he came home one day and all their stuff was on the front lawn. Turns out the owner decided to lock them out. They went to court and won because the judge deemed it an illegal eviction. He's sorry, but the money the plaintiff gave him is all tied up right now, and he's just gonna have to wait until he gets everything sorted out before he can even think of giving him a refund. He's accused of being a big pretender.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff rented from the defendant but says the place was illegal. The defendant says he's a victim too. They were both thrown out by the real landlord. It's the case of the tenuous tenant.
Thank you, Douglas. Patrick Lacey?
Yes, ma'am.
You are suing Sean. You've asked to be referred to only by your middle name for $2,100 that you've paid him in rent and security deposit because, as it turns out, you were unceremoniously tossed out by what you say is the true owner of the property. What is going on?
Yes, Your Honor. I was looking for an apartment in early November. Around November 5th, I saw a posting on Craigslist for a room in Crown Heights for $700 a month. And I texted the number and wanted to see it that evening. I received the text back from Sean saying that I could come see the room that night. I took my paycheck stubs.
So you see it, and then you like it, and then do you sign something?
I don't sign anything that night. No, it's not until 3 days later, November 8th. I agreed.
Then you sign something November 8th?
I signed a lease.
Do you have the lease with you?
I have a copy of one of the other tenants' lease. My lease was amongst the property that was destroyed. It was in my file
cabinet. Okay, so let me see a copy. Well, I don't know what that, but let me see a copy of.
All right. Yeah.
And is that other tenant's lease between that other tenant and him?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
This is the exact same lease that I signed. The only difference is where it says to one, it would say Patrick Lacey.
Okay. So what happened?
Well, what happened is I was living at Lincoln Place for a good month. I had paid.
Was your lease a month long?
It was month to month. So the agreement was we would pay $700 a month.
This lease says, lease term, the sublease will be for a term beginning November 8th and ending December 7th.
Right. So each month we would sign a new lease agreement. That was the agreement between myself and the defendant.
Didn't you find it bizarre that someone would have you sign a new lease each and every month? That wasn't like a heads up that maybe something was weird?
For me, no. This was actually the first apartment I've gotten on my own since I've lived in New York.
All right. So what ends up happening? In the middle of December, you live there in November, incident-free, and then you live there half of December.
Not half of December, up until December 9th. I arrived home at 1 a.m. in the morning, which is really December 10th. I'd been at school studying for my finals. I got home to discover that there was a lock and chain on the front door. I also have pictures of that.
Let me see.
Yes. There you go, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
The first few pictures, Your Honor, are of the property prior to the break-in and our property being destroyed, and then the rest of the pictures are after the property was destroyed.
So you come home and what do you see?
I see a lock and chain on the front door. There's no posting indicating that we've been evicted. The windows of the top floor, the second floor, which were the windows to my room, were all busted out. There were dresser cabinets. Some of them belonged to me. Some of them belonged to another tenant.
They actually went inside and just started taking an axe to the walls and stuff?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Who did this?
We believe it was. Okay, here's what happened. In December 16th, we went to court, myself, the defendant, and the 3 other tenants who were residing at Lincoln Place.
Wow.
We were trying to get permission to get back into the premises to see if there was anything left.
Yeah, but how'd you know who to go to court against?
I went to the Department of Land Records, to find out who owned the deed to the property. She is deceased. Her granddaughter is now, I believe it's Lisa, the administrator of her estate. Now, in, I want to say, July of 2013, Lisa, Victoria, and their father, Wellington, each have an interest in the property.
Oh, my God.
They signed a contract of sale with Baruch
But did he close on it?
It is not closed because there's so many split interests. There's also liens on the property.
So it's in process to be sold to Baruch.
Yes, but what I believe is that, and from all the information I've learned since our court date on the 16th, is that, and according to Lisa's testimony on the 16th, she believed that once she signed that contract of sale, she no longer had any responsibility for that property. The judge said that was not the case.
No, of course not. Until you close,
Right.
it's your property.
Right, but what it seems like, and this is, I have to wait until the civil suit. I filed for the civil suit to take
Who'd you file against?
Baruch and Lisa.
Okay.
Sorry, let me.
Oh, my
catch up with
gosh.
thoughts. Yeah, so much has happened. It's hard to keep
Oh
up with
my
everything.
God, I'm in shock.
Right.
Who do you think did this, Baruch?
Baruch is the one.
Why?
Who had
Because
the
Lisa
people.
what?
They may be working together. I honestly have
But she doesn't
no clue.
care.
But
She thinks she's done. She
from
wants
her
her money.
testimony, it seemed that she does not
okay,
care.
so what testimony did you hear her give? Because they were held in front of the judge
Mm-hmm.
on December 16th to explain why there was an illegal lockout. Because you can't just do that. You can't just throw people out like that and change locks.
Well, what Lisa said was that her and her sister were residing in Lincoln Place up until February of 2012. Then they left the property because they deemed it was uninhabitable. Their mother had passed away, and the place was just falling to disrepair.
Wait, how does he come in, though?
This is where it gets interesting.
This is where it gets interesting?
Well, even more interesting, Your
Fascinated
Honor.
for the last 10 minutes.
What I believe, since the place was not occupied since February of 2012, I believe that the defendant saw a vacant property, decided to capitalize on an opportunity, broke in, had a little money to fix up the place, obviously has some experience in construction or renovations, fixed up the place, ran out of money, decided to bring in some tenants.
Yeah, but what did he say on the 16th to the judge? To establish his right to be there, to rent to you, to...
The defendant said that he saw a posting at a co-op for the property, and that it said something to the effect of one family home needs TLC. So he decided he wanted to invest money in this property, and he claimed that it was a rent-to-own property, and that he met Lisa. He gave her $2,000. He had no proof of ever giving her any money. He had no receipts.
What did Lisa say when he said
Lisa said she had
that?
never met the defendant before.
What did the judge do? The judge was there just to figure out whether this was an illegal lockout and to give you folks the right to get back in there.
Right.
You guys ended up, all of you, including him, ended
Yes.
up winning the right. You were living there too?
Yes, I was, Your Honor.
You got the right to go back in there. And
Yes.
then what happened? You guys go back in there and what?
The place is completely destroyed. I also have video on my phone that I took of the
Let me
property.
see the video.
Yes. Okay. Get him downstairs. Looking around a bit more.
Somebody clearly thinks you're all a bunch of squatters and just figured it was easier to just chop everything up
Front entrance. It's the stairs. that
to
they
get you out than to go to
destroyed.
court to get you out.
Yes.
What is going on?
Okay, Your Honor. Me and a significant other of mine, we were staying together, right? So got into problems, we couldn't live together anymore, and started looking for a new place, right? I didn't really have the first month, last month, and security to pay for a new apartment, so I ended up running into an ad in a co-op, and it said at home, 1011 care, exactly what the plaintiff was
This
saying.
place is a co-op? What did the other people say about what happened that night?
No, it's a food co-op. A food co-op. So it's like a grocery, and it's a grocery where people buy food and stuff. And there's a bulletin board outside and it has a lot of postings
Oh, okay.
for
Go
babysitters
on.
and stuff like that. So I called the owner, made negotiations to go to the apartment.
Who did you negotiate with?
It was a Lisa, and she walked me through the house, explained, showed me everything that needs to be done.
What did she tell you was the status of her ownership of the place?
She's trying to get rid of the house, and it can be a good rent to buy opportunity. So to me, that was a no-brainer.
Where's the paperwork where Lisa rents the place to you?
You see, that's the problem. Once they came in and destroyed all the stuff, the lease was in the house, and the lease and everything else, you know, along with Patrick's
Yeah, it's
lease.
the same thing he says. His paperwork was
Yeah,
also gone, and I can see the
everything-
paperwork everywhere. But okay, so if you met with Lisa, Lisa apparently told the judge on the 16th that she doesn't know you. She never heard of you from a hole in a wall.
Yeah, I would expect her to say that, you know.
Why would
considering
you expect her to say that?
the legal eviction that she had taken place, you know.
But why would, if Lisa's in on it with you and she's getting paid, why would there have been an illegal eviction by her to begin with?
You see, the thing is, Lisa told me that we were supposed to go. She went away to school, right, and she's supposed to be back in February, right. So give her $6,000. I gave her $6,000, right. That was $1,000 for every month.
Can you prove you gave her $6,000?
No, I can't.
So how did you get the $6,000? It was in your bank?
Yeah.
Okay, why don't you just show me your bank records showing that the transfer of $6,000 at some point?
Well, I don't have that information.
But you
right
know
now.
that this was going to be an issue, right? You know that people are accusing you, starting with Lisa on the 16th of December, that you're just a squatter who walked in there and an opportunist who squatted and then decided to profit out of the squatting. Squatting wasn't enough, but that you decided to rent out to other people.
Your Honor, I did so much work inside of the house. You know, from August, I've been there since August, right? So it's been about August.
And you know that that's true, that he was doing work on the house,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yes, he
It's
was.
kind of weird. Kind of weird for a squatter.
So how do you protect yourself when you rent a room, say, from somebody? How do you protect yourself to know that the person has the right to rent the place?
Get something in writing
What do you get in writing?
that he can't basically do any.
You know what, if I'm that guy and I want to get one over on you, I'll give you something in writing, and who cares? I gave you something in writing. How do you know? What do you get?
Well, you would take it to like a notary public or something.
I think you're off on this one. What do you think?
I think you should get proof that he is the owner.
How do you get that proof? Now, he's not the owner. He's the real renter, say.
Probably go to the city and ask for it.
I think he needs to get the original rental agreement that he got from the original owner.
Ding, 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 going inside the courtroom.
For a squatter to, you know, to put the amount of work that I put into
Well, when a squatter thinks a squatter's going to be able to stay there, they put work in it. But anyway, so go on. So what happens now? You come home and you're shocked to see the place destroyed as well.
Yes,
You
yes.
all get together, file a lawsuit, go to court. The 16th, the judge hears it. Lisa's there.
Yeah,
Who
Lisa's
else?
there.
How many people own that place right now? There's like 5 or 6 people who inherited it.
Yeah, about 5 or 6 people.
Okay,
Me,
but all those people weren't in court on the December 16th date, right?
No.
Just Lisa?
Just Lisa.
What did Lisa say about all this?
Lisa denied the entire situation.
But why? Okay, I'm at a loss though. At the point when this happens, clearly he can't live there. He doesn't want to live there. How's he going to live there with this place all destroyed, all the walls wrecked and everything?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it looks like a bomb went off in there.
Yeah, myself
So
like.
he's not going to live there. So why do you not return his security deposit and at a minimum the rest of December?
Okay, I wasn't profiting off of this, right? You know, since I was under the impression that...
I'm sorry, he gave you $2,100, right?
Right. But
How are
since
you not profiting it out of it?
I was under the impression that on February we were supposed to sit down around the table, right, to go over the rent-to-buy opportunity.
That's your business. How are you not profiting from him by renting it? He wasn't borrowing it from you. You weren't letting him stay there rent-free. You charged him $2,100. You're profiting.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, like if your money goes from Paul to pay Peter, that's your business. That's not his business, you know?
I felt...
Okay, so why would you not return at a minimum the rest of December and the man's security deposit?
I feel that he deserves that back.
Then why
know?
didn't you pay it back?
But I don't feel like I'm entitled to give it back to him since I wasn't the one who destroyed the property, broken into, and threw everything out.
Heck no. Let me explain. You want to put your big boy pants on and be a landlord? Then let me explain to you how it works. You don't just get the good parts, the green. You also get the responsibility. You have a responsibility just like every other landlord in town. Anybody who's a sublessor or a landlord, you're a landlord when you're a sublessor, has the obligation to provide to his tenants a place they can live. And if something happens where there's not a place that they can live, then you don't get to collect rent on it or keep a security deposit. Are the other tenants suing?
To date, I'm the only one who has filed a civil suit
Okay, can I
against the
ask
property
you,
owners.
clearly the security deposit, tell me why, if you lived there in November and part of December, why it is that you should get all that back as well?
Yes, Your Honor. I feel that the defendant falsely represented himself as having the legal right to be there and deceived myself and the other tenants into believing that we were going to be residing there legally. So I feel like the whole situation was a fraud and that we were put in...
The problem is, what if whoever this person is who he says he dealt with, what if she really did take some cash to let him go ahead and do what he did? I mean, the guy's putting work into it. I have to for you to be right about not having to pay November and the half of the week in December that you were able to live there. For you to be right about that, I have to find that it's juicy, okay? But I have to find that he really is a squatter who went in there and has a hubris to rent it out. Right. In which case, I wouldn't expect him to show up on the 16th. I wouldn't expect him to testify under oath to a judge that he had a deal with her. Right. I wouldn't expect him to have been working on the place. I kind of think he probably had a very bad deal with her. She doesn't have the right to really rent the place out because she's not the sole owner. But at a minimum, whether I don't need to find that or not find that, I think it's certainly possible. And if I think it's possible, then he may or may have had a right to go ahead and rent it to you. And you have to prove to me he had no right. It's you who has the burden of proving that other situation that is a pure squatter. And it's kind of hard because I got to tell you, logically speaking, and you seem like a very logical man, there are too many things that sort of point towards a stupid deal, but a deal nonetheless.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, but I am absolutely going to order him to pay the prorated rent for December and certainly the security deposit. He has absolutely no right to keep that. So that's a total of $700 plus $520, which is $1,220. Verdict for the plaintiff. That's my judgment. And you understand that you have the right, when you sue Lisa, who you claim you have a deal with, you can recover that money because she's cost you that money.
Okay.
If, in fact, you can prove that she cost you that money.
Yes,
and
right.
not that this other person went in there in the middle of the night. I don't know who did this, but when your lawsuits, your respective lawsuits are over, for God's sake, drop me a line and tell me what ended up happening.
Definitely.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thanks, Your Honor.
Unbelievable situation took place in that house. What's your reaction to the verdict as it comes out here?
Honestly, I still don't feel like as though I'm responsible for it. You know, I didn't have anything to do with that. You know, we both took
No, but you're a
losses.
landlord.
Well, it was a roommate, you know, but technically a landlord, but I still don't feel like I was responsible for it.
Well, you didn't
For
do the
the law.
damage, but you're the landlord, so you have responsibility for what happens.
Right. But later on, I'm going to pull it up in civil court, you know, and try to be reimbursed for, you know, the payment that I have to pay him.
Right, you're going to go after that.
Yes,
somebody,
definitely.
right?
Definitely.
Lisa or somebody. Okay.
Definitely.
All right, right down this way.
Right.
All right, so how shocking was it for you to come back to your premises and discover it in that shape?
It was horrifying, actually. I was concerned for my safety, just being there. And you can imagine what it's like to return to a place where you once lived, that was a place that was comfortable to live, and then all of a sudden it's just completely destroyed.
Harvey, what do you think?
Okay, to make sure that you can actually rent the place, you might even call the city and find out to make sure there's a certificate of occupancy, which gives them the right, and also, as you said, demand a lease. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, Carolina Perez. She says she gave the plaintiff a down payment on a car. The woman abruptly changed her mind, took the car back, and now won't give her a refund. There's no way she's going to just lie down and let the defendant take advantage of her like that. So she's suing for the return of her hard-earned $710.36. This is the defendant, Chandra Van Horn. She says the plaintiff tried to change the price of the deal they made, got angry when she refused, and tried to back out of the deal. She turned other potential buyers away. Deposits are non-refundable, and a deal is a deal. That's that. She's accused of changing her mind.
All right, Carolina Perez, you are suing Chandra Van Horn for $710.36, your $600 deposit, a full tank of gas, and some CDs on a car she repossessed when you told her you didn't want it anymore. Tell me what's going on.
Well, my daughter was about to go to pre-K, and I'm a single mom. I wanted to buy a car. And a friend of mine at work told me that Sandra here was selling her car.
And how did the friend know Chandra?
We're co-workers.
Oh, you and Chandra are co-workers?
Yes,
okay.
all of us, all three
of
of us.
Okay.
And my friend advised me to buy her car because she thought it was in good conditions. At this point, I had told her that I would like a mechanic to see the car. On a Friday, I was working. I work at night. And she came to the job, and she was like, oh, if I don't buy the car now, she was taking the car to Pennsylvania. So, we decided to buy the car at that point.
Without a mechanic seeing her?
Yes.
Why?
Because we're mutual friends, and
how'd that work out for you?
I kind of
how'd that work out for you?
Very bad.
Right.
Very
so
bad.
that was a bad way to buy a used car, right? Okay, so go ahead.
Bad.
Have you ever had a car before?
Yes.
Okay.
This is probably about the fifth car I have.
Fifth car. Okay, so go on.
So I bought the car.
What kind of car is this?
It's a 1989 hatchback. It's a red car.
Honda?
Yes.
Okay, Civic?
Honda Civic, yes.
Okay. And your purchase price that you agreed on was what?
It was $1,000.
Okay, and you paid how much down?
I put a deposit of $600.
And then you were supposed to pay the rest of it when?
August 19.
So you take possession of the car, but it stays in your name, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
And the plan is that it'll be transferred to her name when she finishes paying for the car?
Yes.
And you actually have her sign a document that she's responsible for any tickets and anything that happens in the meantime?
Yes.
And what happened in the meantime?
What happens in the meantime is
Do you have that document with you? Yes. Hand it over, the original, please.
And on the fourth day of having the car started making a noise. We went to the mechanic. The mechanic inspected the car, and he found that the car had no muffler. It had
How could you not know if a car had no muffler, though? Because if a car has no muffler,
it makes noise.
It sounds like
yes,
the Earth is
it
coming to an
already made
end.
noise when I got it.
It was making the noise like the world's going to end.
Yes.
And that didn't concern
it
you
had
in
a
buying
noise
the car?
from the very beginning.
Right, but it's not a noise. It's like the world's coming to an end. And you wanted the car because what? It sounded sporty or what?
No.
Like, because that's when I let the car go to Pennsylvania. So now not only does it sound like the world's coming to an end, but I don't get a chance to show it to a mechanic.
I didn't know exactly that what was wrong with the car.
Well, didn't you worry that something was... Stop a second. Don't you worry that something was wrong with the car if you're hearing this loud a noise?
Of course. Well,
so then why would you want to rush and buy it instead of having the mechanic see it?
Because I didn't have money at this point, so we were making a deal to
So
make
you're the last
payment.
person that should throw out $1,000 then. If you don't have the... You know what I'm saying?
No, but she promised me. I asked her before we signed this agreement, I asked her if there was something majorly wrong with the car because I didn't have any money.
Okay.
She said no.
Okay.
She said nothing was wrong. I only needed an oil change. When I took the car home the next morning, the brakes are horrible. I called her the next day. I said, the insurance car is not in the car. The brakes are horrible. How come you didn't tell me? She's like, oh, it's just the brakes. It's just it's basic stuff, basic maintenance. That's what she told me. So when we got to the mechanic and the mechanic said that the car needs a new exhaustion system, it would cost me about $375 to fix it, and I don't have this kind of money. I literally called Sandra here and...
What did he tell you about the safety of driving a car without a muffler?
He told me I shouldn't have been driving this car with no muffler because it's endangering, the car can explode. So I actually was very upset because
Do you
I
have anything
a
from the
4-year-old
mechanic?
daughter. Yes.
Let me see what you have
I
from
have
the
the
mechanic.
letter.
What's going on?
You want me to tell you from the beginning?
Yeah, I want to know, does the car have a muffler?
No, the car doesn't have a muffler.
Why not?
When I bought it, it didn't have a muffler, so I've been driving it for a year without a muffler. What happened within that year, since I was buying a new
Don't
car...
the police pull you over when you're making that kind of noise, or am I exaggerating in my head how loud it is?
No.
No, seriously.
It's loud, but it's not that loud.
It's not that loud?
No, it's not that loud. It does make a lot of noise. If you're listening to the radio, you do have to put it up a little because you can't really hear it.
But it just
does make
sounds
noise.
sporty?
I bought the car like that. This was
So
just
what-
a car for temporarily until I buy a new car.
Okay, and so when you sell it to her, do you tell her the car has no muffler?
Oh, yes. What I did was...
Did you write it in? You've wrote up a contract. Is it
No,
in the
ma'am.
contract?
She
No,
you
I didn't write in the
supposedly told her?
contract. What it is when I had the car, she's been in the car numerous times with me, and also our mutual friend, she borrowed the car a week before I sold the car to her. And she was
But
also
my question
in the
to
car.
you is, you wrote a whole page that both of you signed. Did you
Yes.
write that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I assume you did because it's in red ink, and then the person who signs in red is you, not her. So I'm just
Yes, I did.
okay.
Right.
And anywhere here did you put in the blatant thing about how it has no muffler?
No.
Okay,
But I
and you
told
claim
her-
she never told you that.
I never drove this car. I never
you
drove
claim
with
she
her.
never told you it didn't have a muffler.
She never told me that it didn't have a muffler.
Okay, all right. So doesn't it now seem like a really good idea to put such a thing in the?
Yeah,
okay.
well, now it is a good
Yeah.
idea.
Oh.
Of course.
All right,
But
so-
I told her, and our mutual friend told her what was
Is your
wrong with the
mutual
car.
friend here?
No, actually.
Do you have an affidavit from her?
I had an affidavit, but the only thing, it wasn't stamped. Sir,
Let me see what you have. Do you
This
have an
is the same
affidavit from
girl.
her?
No, this is the same girl that was in the car with me while we're driving, and
So
we all
why
worked
don't you have
together.
an affidavit from her?
Because she didn't want to. We're all friends, and
And she didn't want to get
wanna
involved.
be
Apparently, she
part
got
of
involved
each-
for her, right?
yeah,
No,
she wrote
she
me
didn't
up
wanna
the
be part
letter.
of either
I was
one of
supposed to
us.
pick it up this morning from
Oh, you don't
work.
have it?
No, I don't have it with
Oh,
me.
well, then you don't have anything any more than she has, so that's a no. Okay, I thought you had it and it wasn't notarized. All right. Now, you end up calling Chandra right there from where you are, and you tell her this is an unsafe car, I want my money back.
Yes, and I explained to her the situation that the mechanic said, that the car has no muffler. She said, oh, she's been driving like that for a year. I told her that the mechanic told me that the car can explode and that I was endangering my 4-year-old daughter. And at this point, I said to her, I owe you $400. Let me just take this money and fix the car and, still.
So you wanted to renegotiate?
Yes, and she said no. Then I said to her, okay, then if you're not agreeing with me, then give me back the $600 that I put for a deposit, and I will hand you over the car. And she said no, that she wanted all her money. She kind of got nervous at this point, so she got up because I told her I was going to take her to court. She got up and left, and she told me she would call me back in 2 hours. That night, I tried to figure out with a friend of mine, like what to do with the car. And we had come to a solution what I was going to do with the car.
Which is?
Which is I was going to put it in a lot till I had the money to fix it. And then I would give her plates and she would have to give me the title or whatever. And when I get
So you
home,
had the money to fix it, and then do what about the rest of the money that you owed her?
I would have paid it to her.
You wouldn't, or you would?
I would have at the end.
Okay. But you didn't get a chance to do any of that because what happened instead?
When I get home in the morning, I look where the car was parked, and the car is no longer there.
And the car was no longer there because
I
what?
called the police. I made a report. I called Sandra, and I asked Sandra, did you take the car? She said yes. She had a second pair of keys. Here's the original keys that I had in the first place. And she stole the car, basically. She broke the agreement.
Okay, what happened there?
No, she said that I'm not going to get the car back until we go to court. So I'm not going to let her drive around with my plates and insurance until we go to court.
So you repossessed the car?
Yeah, I took the car back.
Okay. And your plan was what at that point?
No, I told her if she wants the car, she has to give me the rest of the money, and I'll give her the car
But the
and
rest of the money
title.
wasn't due for another week, right?
Yes.
So you told her, if you want the car back, give me the rest of the money now, give me the rest of the money in a week, give me the
Well,
rest of the money in a
actually,
month.
she was cursing and saying that she's going to bust my head open. I better give her back the car. So actually, we weren't, like, talking nice to each other.
Yeah.
So since
Good
she was...
idea or bad idea to sell a 20-year-old car to a coworker?
Well, actually, it wasn't my idea. It was our mutual friend.
And what, do you have connected brain cells? Just because someone suggests something, don't you have free will?
No, she was saying she
I don't
needed
care.
a car.
You have free will and you made the decision to do it. Was it a good idea or a bad idea?
After
Don't put-
all
you're
this, it's a
grown
bad
woman.
idea.
Take some responsibility. Was it a good idea or a bad idea?
I guess it was a bad idea.
Yeah, I'll say.
So the defendant says nothing is majorly wrong with the car. Is using the words majorly wrong, is that a warranty?
No, I think when you're buying a car, you should remember that it's let the buyer beware.
But there can be a warranty. So the question is saying nothing is majorly wrong, is that a warranty?
No, I wouldn't say that's a warranty, but maybe they should have got that done before she gave over the.
Maybe so, but is it a warranty when you say majorly wrong? What do you think?
Definitely not.
Why?
Not a warranty. You need some sort of, I don't know, writing or something.
Well,
even black or white.
Well, okay, we'll talk about that. Going inside the courtroom.
Good idea or bad idea?
Very bad idea.
Okay. Because now, do you guys have to see each other?
No, we don't.
Sometimes.
Oh, sometimes and no. Okay. I presume that while she's saying I'm gonna bust your head open, and it's at work? When she's saying that or no?
No, she said it over the phone in the morning time, and then when she came
but
to my
everybody's,
house.
I'm sure, gossiping at work, right?
Yes.
I haven't heard
Yes,
of
they
it.
are.
I'm sure they are. All right, so you repossessed the car. Did you ever call her to tell her, listen, I'm taking back the car? Because
No, she called me that morning. I took it at 2:30 in the morning. She called me after 7 in the morning.
And then what'd you tell her?
I told her I took the car.
Okay, and then what happened?
That was it. She said, well, I better bring the car back or she's going to bust my head.
At that
And I
point,
just
when
hung
you
up.
took the car, out of curiosity, why didn't you just say to yourself, let's just undo everything that's happened, here's your $600?
Because I wanted to get rid of the car. I wanted to sell the car. That was the purpose of getting
Hot
rid of the
potato.
car and get rid of it by August 15th so I didn't have to inspect the car.
Because you knew it wouldn't pass
And pay
inspection,
2
right?
insurances and everything else, so I wanted to get rid of the
You
car.
knew that car wouldn't pass inspection the way it was.
No, it needed a tailpipe and a muffler, and I told her that by August 15th, when I give you the car, to let you know by August 15th, you have to put a muffler on the car or you're not going to pass inspection.
Right.
She said...
She did not tell me
Watch
that.
this. Did she tell you that?
No, she did not.
Okay, that's the entire case, that sentence. Because you can't sell somebody, look, used car sales are as is. And usually your side wins and that's just goodbye and you next time get a mechanic. And if somebody tells you, oh, if you don't buy my car right now, I'm taking it to Pennsylvania, say, have a good time in Philadelphia.
Yes, ma'am.
That's it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's it. There's nothing else to discuss. There are lots of $1,000 cars out
Yes,
there.
I learned my
And
lesson.
each one is just as good as the last one, pretty much, okay? Except for one car we once sold for $1,000 that I wish I still had. Okay. But that's the entire case, because when somebody sells a car, you do expect it to be a car. And if it has something blatant, a blatant issue, like it has no muffler, okay, and you're going to need a new exhaust system because you can't drive it around like that and it's not going to pass inspection, that's sort of one thing I think is sort of important to convey. You claim you conveyed it, you have a whole page you wrote out, and you didn't say that in the page. That's like the one thing, the most important thing that you don't want to get accused of not having told her. She claims you didn't convey it. Then I have this added, element that you go, and it may have been a good decision, go pick up the car because the car's in your name. You don't want her having an accident, you don't want her ditching the car, and you've only got $600 on your side, not the full value of what you feel the car's worth. So you go out and you repossess the car, and what she wants is what you've sort of done that day, which is undo things. Your position on it is, well, Judge, I didn't undo it. She was breaching. She said she wasn't going to pay me, so I just want the car on my side. I understand all that, but now what do I have? I have the single most important issue in the case, and I have both of you disagreeing on it. I have neither of you bringing me the statement from the co-worker who wisely does not want to get involved in any of this stuff.
No, she was going to come. She had to bring her daughter to
No,
school.
she wasn't.
Yes, she was.
What good does this do you? What can you do with that? That and $1.50 will get you a bad cup of coffee.
I'm
I'm not talking to you.
I
That
have the
and
letter. It's
$1.50
at the
will get
job.
you a bad cup of coffee. Because
I
here
have
we
the
are.
letter. It's at the job. I didn't pick it up this morning.
What good does that do? What do I look like? I am wearing a black dress and I'm in the middle of a trial now. So none of what you're saying makes any difference. It's as though you never had it. Because you don't have it here today, right now. What happened with stuff that was in it? According to her, it was a full tank of gas. Was there a full tank of gas?
I don't remember.
Because it ended up going to Pennsylvania, right?
It went to
Because you
Pennsylvania.
wanted it out of here, so you went. According to her, there was a stroller in it.
Yes.
There
Yes,
was.
she gave me back. That's true.
Okay, and according to her, there's $75 worth of CDs in it.
No, there was no CDs.
Ma'am, the CDs were in the trunk with the stroller.
Okay, we're done. I'm ruling in favor of the plaintiff in this case. I'm undoing this deal, okay? Which you went halfway to doing when you took the car and took it out of state. I am going to order you to return the $600. The amount of gas is negligible. The CDs I don't find enough proof on. And so I'm ordering you to return the $600 verdict for the plaintiff.
Hold on right there, please.
All right, so come on in here. The case is over and it went the wrong way for you. What's your feeling here?
Oh, she's lying. She knew about the muffler. I had to tell her about the muffler because she had to get the car inspected on August 15th, so she knew all along that she had to get a muffler.
All right, so what do you think happened here? Why doesn't she? What happened?
I don't know. I have
You don't
no
know?
idea. No.
What do you think happened here? You know.
Do I know?
Do
You
you?
can't do people favors. She gave her the car with the plates and all. She told it needed a muffler. That's what happened.
Who would give you a car with a down payment? Nobody's not going to give you a car with a down payment. I was nice. I gave her the car for $600. I told her she could pay it off in 2 to 3 weeks, and that's it.
What do you buy a car in this country for $1,000 and it doesn't need work?
All right, head this way, head this way. All right, right around the corner. All right, so step on in here. You got what you wanted out of this case?
Yes, sir. Yes, my deposit, my $600. She definitely sold me a car with no muffler. It was endangering my daughter, myself. The car can explode. It's really not a good thing. She should have just told me from the beginning.
He's out here swearing he heard her tell you that.
Oh, no, he did not. He wasn't even there at all.
On the phone, he said.
Oh, no. No.
So do you have a car? How do you get around? You need a car now, right?
Yes, I still need a car, but I'll save up now and I'll buy it next time.
For more than $1,000?
I'll make sure I'll take it to a mechanic if I do.
Okay, Harvey.
You got to know that when you get a warranty, you want to make sure it is as specific as possible in terms of what the seller is on the hook to do if something goes wrong. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, Yvette Posey. She says she gave the defendant a lot of money to record some songs, make some CDs, and do some photos for a couple of boys she was representing. Unfortunately, one of the boys pulled out because his parents didn't want him involved at the time, so she canceled the agreement she had with the defendant. She told him within the agreed-upon 48-hour cancellation period, and he won't return her money, so she's suing for the $2,000 she's still owed. This is the defendant, MacArthur Jackson. He says the plaintiff contacted him a full 3 days after signing the agreement because one of the kids didn't want to work with her anymore. He already started composing the music. She was way past the 48-hour cancellation period. And since business is business, he owes nothing. He's accused of letting the music die.
Okay, Yvette Posey.
Hi.
You are suing MacArthur Jackson, doing business as Jaxsn. I guess that's how you pronounce
Yes.
Jackson.
Jackson Music.
Music.
Yeah, right.
For $2,000, the amount that you paid for an artist development package that he won't return to you, and that wasn't able to go forward. All right, what's going on?
I entered this business agreement with Mr. Jackson.
How did you two know each other?
I known him through my pastor, Albie Watson.
Okay, and what's he do?
He eventually came into the church and played on the drums
No,
for
but
my
wait, you
pastor.
entered into a business agreement with him to do what?
Into music business.
Okay, to do what?
Rapping, kids doing studio timing, photographing, and touring with the children.
Okay, what is it you do for, first of all, is this your day job, or is this your full-time job, or is this something you do on the side?
It's my full-time job.
Okay, what do you do?
Thank you. I am a music producer. I have a recording studio. I'm a bass player, musician, composer, and songwriter. And I do artist development because I'm also an artist myself, local.
Okay, apparently there were 2 young men who are minors who you thought had some talent.
Yes.
And what were you going to do? What was your role in that?
My role was to bring them out of the environment they was in, which was gang violence.
Okay.
And I turned them around into being music artists.
Okay, what do you do for a living?
I'm a worker at Little Caesar Pizza.
Okay,
And I also,
so how long have you been, I guess, promoting, I don't know what you would call yourself in this side job?
Well, I used to do a managing group back in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, so you considered yourself, you wanted to be these kids' manager?
Yes.
Got it, okay. So then you were fronting the money to get them hooked up with him in order to achieve what, a CD?
Yes, to achieve a music career.
Marketing them?
Marketing band and
okay, who's the
everything
young
that
man
goes
who's
with it.
next to you?
This is my son, DeMarcus Bonner.
Okay, he's not one of the 2 men?
He's not one of the 2 men.
Okay.
He's the witness for
Okay.
what the statements.
So you hire him?
Yes.
And you pay him how much?
I paid him $2,000.
Do you have the paperwork?
Yes, I do.
May I see it? Okay, It just says artist development package $2,000. Where are the details of what that means? Is there some other paper?
That's the only thing that Mr. Jackson had given me.
Is there some other document which should be in the contract but isn't? Is there some other document that describes what an artist development package is?
Yes, there is. Actually, there's documentation on my website. And
Dude,
when
you could change your website whenever you feel like it,
No, I
so that's
could.
not going to protect you. Seriously, this is nuts. What do you say that you were going to do for the $2,000? What's the artist development package?
Okay, well, basically, the artist development package is to compose, for what I was going to do for her is compose 2 instrumental tracks for the kids,
For the guys,
to actually rap on in my studio. In addition to that, I also mentioned to her that part of the deal would be to make CDs. She would have CDs made, and then we would try to do, pictures, take pictures, because I'm also
Who's
a
going to
photographer.
pay for all the CDs and the production of
I
that?
do everything.
All right, so what ends up happening?
One of the boys had called me and said they was excited for what they're about to do, and they really thanked me for carrying on with this project. And so...
How'd you meet these boys anyway?
Through my son.
Friends of your son. Okay, go ahead.
And then the next day I had got a phone call from the other
boy.
party.
Okay.
And he spoke to me and told me that he couldn't do the project because of he had got his parents had spoke with Mr. Jackson.
Okay.
And he provoked the kid from being a music director.
But why would Mr. Jackson talk the kid out of being in the music? I don't get it.
From my
what were the parents saying?
I spoke with the parent beforehand, and she told me that he spoke with the father and stated that Miss Posey does not know how to run business. I don't think that she should be able to be managing over your kid. You should choose me as the manager because I am doing everything for them.
Okay. Did you try to steal her client?
I have no reason to steal her clients because...
Money. Okay. Now, start that sentence differently.
All right. What did I
A
say?
reason would be money, future
Okay.
money.
All
You
right.
see the talent, you'd rather be the manager? Yes, you do have a reason. It may not have been your reason, but there is a reason out there why someone in your position might steal her client. But now, tell me what the actual conversation was with the parents.
Okay. I spoke to the father after...
You called him or he called you?
I called him.
Okay.
After Miss Posey gave me his number, I spoke with Miss Posey prior to speaking to the father because Miss Posey said she couldn't work with the children. They were not interested in pursuing it anymore. So I said, well, you already put your money down. Let me talk to him because I figure I'm a better speaker and negotiator with this, what I do all the time. So I spoke.
Okay.
So she gave me the parents' number. It was a little bit of, toughness talking.
Was there a problem before he got the parents' number? Because he's not born with the parents' number, so somebody gave it to him.
To my understanding, he had the kid number. He had the kid number at hand.
Okay, but did you ask him at some point to speak to the parents because the parents were reticent? Okay, go ahead.
I spoke to the father. Then he finally came around and said, well, my son doesn't want to work with Miss Posey anymore. He's just not interested. I asked him why. He didn't want to get into too much detail, but he just said he's just not comfortable. But he did say he would work with me. On the contrary, when he said that...
Have you signed this kid up or something? Have you done anything?
No, this is the reason why. Because, see, you don't know me, but I'm very honorable and loyal. The child wanted to work with me. I said no because Miss Posey sent him to me. So I didn't want to work with the child unless it was going through Miss Posey. And I even called her, and when I explained to her, I said, look, we can do this so everybody can be happy. You can just be behind the scenes, and I'll still work with the children. She said no. So then I said, well, just find another artist. And I never spoke to the kid again or his father.
Wait, for her to find another artist for you to develop, but what about the remaining child?
She paid me for the service of composing music. I didn't really care.
So why didn't you just develop it for that one remaining child?
Because I don't want to just basically just do music for her and just say, okay, here, I'm done. I wanted to see something come out of it. The other child didn't have the kind of talent that the one who backed out of. So I figured if she could find someone that had the same amount of talent, then we can get from point A to point B instead of just taking
I don't understand. What were you going to do with the remaining child then?
So basically, I suggested to her that she should find another act.
I have a question for you. These are minors who are how old?
16 and 17.
Okay. How is it that you don't have the two of them and their parents, because they're minors and they can't contract, in writing already, so they can't back out?
So does this defendant have to return the money?
Yes, if the deliverable in the contract was to record a record and the record was never recorded, well, then the contract should be null and void for...
And the money has to go back.
And the money
Fair enough. What do you think?
Absolutely, the money has to go back.
Money, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it deserves to go back. If they didn't spend it on anything, then it's only fair.
Fair enough. I get your logic. We'll see what happens going inside the courtroom.
I did speak with the parents ahead of time. And due to the matter, when I spoke with Mr. Jackson, he said that he has other business to take care of. And at that present time, I was thinking that it was a rush situation with him.
What's the rush, sweetheart?
And he wanted
What's the rush?
to...
Rap is going out of style? What could possibly be the rush? There is no rush. And then now you regret it. You have regret for the contract you rushed into unprepared. So why is it that your lack of planning is his emergency has to return your money? Because as it turns out, you shouldn't have contracted to buy this service for these two boys without knowing that they could perform.
They was willing to perform me and...
Apparently not. See, let's assume the worst case scenario. Let's assume that he was blah, 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 she's awful, don't use her. Let's just assume it. Let's assume it. I don't know that you've proven it. Because you don't. Do you have an affidavit from those parents?
No, I don't have an affidavit.
Okay, because your defense and part of what you say is, I want my money back because it's his fault we couldn't go through with the contract. Therefore, he breached. So if he breached, I get my money back. His defense is, no, she breached. She breached because she contracted for this team and she didn't even have that team solidified. So why should I have to give her money back? I'm willing to give her a credit. She could use it for another team that I'm willing to work with, but why should... So, see, I have to figure out who's right. So now, where are we? We have you with one child who's still willing to work with you. By the way, did you get that kid in writing?
Yeah, I spoke with him and his mom.
Do you understand the difference between writing and I spoke?
He's going to write. He was going to write it out.
You still haven't done it.
We're not going to. He said we're not going to do it right now because he's only one. He wants to be a group.
Okay. And you have not been able since then to find somebody.
Yes, I did.
Okay. And
I
then
found someone, and it took him approximately 2 weeks. He didn't even return any of my phone calls.
Who didn't?
Mr. Jackson.
So you called him for 2 weeks, and he didn't return your phone call?
He didn't neither return.
Okay.
And
is that true?
That's partially true. She found an artist last month. When she called, I got a message on my machine. I haven't had a chance to call her back.
Wait, come on, dude. It takes 4 seconds to call somebody back.
I didn't have a chance to call her back. She said
because
she called...
what? Because you're curing cancer?
No, because...
Okay, then you can pick up your phone and call her back. You know, I mean,
okay.
That's ridiculous.
The first time she called, I didn't get the message. When I found out that she... Your Honor, I'm just being honest with you. You're asking me.
I don't think so.
I called her back, but her son said it was the wrong number.
Did you answer the phone and say wrong? Stand up.
You're under oath.
Oh, thanks for reminding me. I forgot you're under oath. So did you answer the phone? That always helps. It makes a huge difference. Did you answer the phone and say, I don't know who you're talking about?
No.
Did you ever talk to him?
No, never talked to him.
Okay. Have a seat.
He took a long time.
Okay, we're done. I'm going to put a bullet in my head. Listen to me. You are telling me, well, Judge, the only reason I wasn't able to go through with it is because he poisoned the well by speaking to the parents. But you cannot prove that in a court of law because you haven't brought me anything from the parents or the kids saying that he poisoned the well. Okay. Okay, I'm sure your son is going to provide testimony that is not in your favor. Okay, so you cannot poison, you can't prove that. But in any event, I don't care, because nobody should be able to poison the well, because the well should be solidified already by you before you buy something. And what happens? She calls you, you don't call her back. I didn't have time. I was really busy. Oh, wait, I called her son. And then her son told me she didn't live there. And are you kidding me? It's absurd. So now we have a settlement, a negotiation where you two are supposed to do something new. You're supposed to work with these new young artists, and you're supposed to provide the service, and we can't get you to call back because you're too busy. Then what? Now they're calling that, well, Judge, this is now a new breach. If you didn't find the old breach to be a breach, this is a new breach, Judge, because we can't work with somebody who's not returning our calls. Yeah, I don't know. You know, I don't do this, so I don't know how time is of the essence to everybody. Maybe it is, because you're really worried they're going to go somewhere else, you know, when you got some hot talent.
Your Honor?
No.
Oh,
no,
sorry.
God, no. Good God, no. I'm going to order you to return the money. $2,000 verdict for the plaintiff.
Here comes the defendant out here, the music guy. What's your reaction? You got to give that money back.
Yes, well, you know, my reaction's like this. If you think you're ready for any type of business proposition, don't even get involved unless you are ready and you have your I's dotted and your T's crossed.
Good advice right there. How many of these artist development packages have you sold?
Probably about 5 or 6. And the thing is, all the clients are happy and satisfied, and they're continued clients. That's why I'm busy. Miss Posey just wasn't prepared, and it was my fault to take her on because I already expressed to her if she didn't have her paperwork just working with minors, I don't want to touch it. And she convinced me she was ready. She wasn't.
All right, thank you. All right, so you get your money back, bailed out by the judge. What's your feeling coming out right now?
I'm feeling pretty great about it, but I'm also terrified that I had to lose 2 guys due to the fact that he liked it one instead of the other one.
You going to stick in this business here?
My son and the other members are going to get together and we're going to do, and that will be in writing.
You're going to buy an artist development package from somebody else?
No, please do not get anything like this again if you go to that point.
All right, Harvey.
So the bottom line here is you could have a deal, but then if you reach a settlement, a new deal, the old deal simply becomes irrelevant. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, Steve Bolin. He says the defendant stole his Kawasaki Special Edition 1500cc motorcycle, and he can't seem to get the louse to give it back. He did some background digging on the guy, discovered he has 2 rap sheets, and definitely needs the judge's help in getting the defendant to give back the $2,500 he's owed. This is the defendant, Webster Murray. He says he and the plaintiff had a deal. He would pay to get the guy's motorcycle out of the police impound and keep it. And in return, he would give him a good deal on a truck or van at his car dealership. A deal is a deal. He has no idea why the plaintiff's done an about-face by filing this lawsuit. But he knows one thing for darn sure, and that is he doesn't owe him any money. He's accused of robbing a guy blind.
Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Steve Bolin, you are suing Webster Murray for $2,500, the value of a motorcycle you say he essentially stole from you, and won't return. Tell me what's going on.
Well, June 11th, I got pulled over on 41 Highway riding my motorcycle.
This is in what town?
Hillsborough County.
That's where Tampa St. Pete, Florida?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And I realized my motorcycle endorsement was expired, so they impounded my motorcycle.
Okay.
They locked me up for 10 days. I got out.
What'd they lock you up for, then?
For no license.
Oh, I knew it was more than the expired tag. All right, so not having a license or driving on a suspended license?
Not having a license on me. So
I was a Florida judge for a while. All right, a little more to that story. Was there a DUI involved?
No, ma'am.
And you had never had a Florida license?
No, ma'am.
And did you have a license in some other state?
Tennessee.
Okay, so go on.
So I got out 2 weeks later. I met Mr. Murray at a family restaurant on 41 Highway. And he was talking to another gentleman about buying his car. I told him might have
Buying whose car?
some Mexican guy. I don't
But
know.
he's going to buy the Mexican fellow's car?
Well, he was talking to him about it.
Okay.
So the Mexican guy wanted
So you're
to sell it.
overhearing?
Yes, ma'am.
You don't know him?
I don't know him.
Okay.
So I told him, I said, I got a situation you might be interested in. I showed him a picture of my bike. He said, I'll call you back tomorrow.
What were you offering to him to do?
Just to get my motorcycle out of impound so the price won't keep going up on me.
Right, and then in return you would do what for him?
I'm supposed to get him $1,050 by August 5th.
How much was the impound fee at that point?
$783.
So in return for him paying the $783 today, you were going to pay him $1,000?
$50 to get the motorcycle back within 30 days.
Okay, so go on.
July the 10th, the guy I bought the bike from took me over there to retrieve my motorcycle. I had the money to get it. Mr. Murray had moved. He didn't call me, didn't let me know
5 days later and he'd moved?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
He didn't let me know where he moved to. He didn't call and let me know to where I could come to
Wait,
retrieve my bike.
before you get there, do you go with him to get the bike out of him? You have to because
Yes,
you're the
ma'am.
owner, right?
I went to it with him with Larry Ray. He was the original owner. I bought the bike from him.
And you hadn't registered the bike in your name yet?
I only had it 1 week. before I went to jail.
Well, what were you waiting for in that 1 week? Well, why hadn't you registered it yet?
I hadn't had the money.
The idea is you're supposed to that. See, now now the plot thickens. Now you're driving you don't have registration for the thing. So is he a friend of yours, by the way?
Which one?
Larry Ray.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so then in order to get the bike out, Larry Ray has to go to the impound.
Right.
So it's you, Larry Ray, and?
Mr. Webster.
Okay. And the bike is out of impound, and who takes the bike at that moment? Mr. Webster.
Mr.
And
Webster.
the plan is that in 10 days or whatever it was, you
30
would
days.
have 25% interest or whatever that is.
Right.
And how are you going to get that money? If you didn't have 700 on day 1, how are you going to have 1,000 something on day 10?
The original guy that sold me the bike, he loaned me the money to go get it back from Mr. Webster.
Okay, so he loans you. Why didn't he just loan you the money on at the day of the 700?
He was out of state.
Who was Larry Ray?
No, Larry Ray was in town.
Why didn't Larry Ray just loan you is there some other original guy when you said the original guy?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. All right. So now the bike is in his possession. 5 days pass.
We went to retrieve the motorcycle July the 10th. Find out Mr. Murray moved, didn't call me and let me know that he is moving.
So how'd you get a hold of him finally?
People's Court got a hold of him.
Okay. So what would happen is that, how do you know he moved though?
I went over to where we took the motorcycle. The grass was growed up and the house was empty.
Oh my goodness. Mr. Murray, what is going on?
Yes, I actually did meet Mr. Bolin at the restaurant that morning. I was speaking with another fella about a car. I just happened to go in to get a carry out, and the guy went to start talking to me about a car, so I was holding a conversation with him. Well, Steve overheard the conversation and came over. Asked me was I was interested in the motorcycle. And I said, well, not really. What kind is it? And so what I did, I went down and took a look at it. I told him I'll get back.
I don't understand. Am I the only person who thinks this is the strangest story?
Well, it's a strange story, really.
Okay, so you're at a takeout and some guy says, have I got a deal for you? And then not only does he say that, which is shocking, but you don't say, get away from me, I don't know you, which is also shocking.
Well,
so you're both actually...
Well, let me say, if somebody walked up to me and had a good business proposition and...
That's not a good business proposition. That's a person who's destitute and desperate, who you get a chance to take advantage of.
No, it's not.
Well,
that
then what
case.
was the plan? Tell me what the deal
plan
was. What was the good business deal?
The good business deal was, and it is, as of now, he hadn't followed through.
Well, it's great now because you got a motorcycle and you left town.
The business, I hadn't left town. Okay, the business deal and proposition was that I would go ahead and buy the motorcycle, and he was interested in a pickup truck.
Wait,
or
buy
a
the
van.
motorcycle from whom?
Steve Bolin. Okay.
For how much?
It was me to get it out of impound. He didn't
That's not buying the motorcycle. That's just you paying for impound.
Okay, but this is what it was, because I made it clear to him that I wasn't going to pay any more for it. What he said to me, he didn't want the motorcycle. He needed a truck or a car was the motivation of his proposition to me to take the motorcycle, give him a good deal on a pickup truck or a van.
I don't understand. What do you do for a living?
This is just something that was really actually, my family has a transportation company.
What kind of transportation?
Trucking and export sales.
Right, but how are you going to get him a good deal on a truck?
Because I do have business colleagues that has cars.
So let me see if I've got this straight.
And wholesale
You're
cars.
saying that what this stranger came up to you and proposed was, I got a bike in impound. You can have it if one day you figure out a way to get me a good deal on a truck that I want to buy?
It wasn't a one.
Is that it?
The deal was that he was going to get a car or either a pickup truck for $600 or $700. He just wanted something transportation. You can't buy that on a car lot.
And how did you do your side of the bargain? Tell me what you did to achieve your side of the bargain.
To achieve it? Meaning?
Yeah, what? My English isn't good enough for you?
No, I mean, you mean change the bargain.
I mean, you're saying something that I find unbelievable.
Okay.
Completely and totally, completely unbelievable. That's how so I want to try to believe you.
Okay.
I don't want to think that you raise your hand to God, swear to tell the truth, and are a liar. I don't want to think that. I'm trying.
Don't.
Lord knows I'm trying.
Okay, all right.
I'm trying desperately to make sense of what you are saying.
Okay, what I want to say, I'll make this very much clear. I'm sorry if I didn't.
Where's the good deal? What did you do for the deal?
The truck and the van, I have a colleague that I buy for also. They sell used cars and trucks, okay? I myself, as a colleague, can get a vehicle that will be worth maybe $1,500 for around $700 to $800.
Says who? That's just flapping gums.
No.
Where's the deal?
Well,
show me how you got that deal for him.
We didn't put that in writing. He said that once he got the money, it was a verbal agreement. He was to get the monies together, the $600 or $700, and call me and say, "Hey, listen, I have my money
And so what
to
happened?
purchase." He
What
never called about the purchaser. He called me up to say he wanted the motorcycle back. Well, that wasn't the deal, and I wasn't going to turn around on the agreement that we made because I took care
Tell
of the
me,
proper.
my friend,
I took
you
care
and
of the
Larry
proper-
Ray go down with him, a complete stranger who you know nothing about, and the title is in Larry Ray's name still,
It was, yes,
but it was
ma'am.
signed over to you, and you hadn't registered it.
Right.
Where's the title?
The title was never.
Gave a blank title to a guy you knew 5 minutes. It's not sounding so good right now when I put it that way, does it? Right?
No, ma'am.
Do you have a picture of the bike?
Yes, ma'am.
So according to you, you go there and he moved. Did you move?
No, same house.
Why is he saying that the house was empty?
That's not true. That's not true.
Okay.
That's not true.
Show me your paperwork, Mr. Murray.
Okay.
Where's that bike now, Mr. Murray?
The bike, excuse me, Joe. The bike was never in his name to start with, and the gentleman Larry Ray.
He said that.
The gentleman Larry Ray never signed it over to Steve Bolin at any point in time. He explained to me, whatever you need to do your proper paperwork, you can't trust this guy, is what he told me.
What is? I don't know what that means.
Larry told me
I
not
heard
to
what you
trust it.
said. I don't know what you mean.
Well, what I mean
Larry
is-
was doing him a favor by going down there so that the bike can be taken out of hock. If Larry hates him like you're talking about, he just doesn't go. He doesn't.
Well, even Stephen told me he hated Larry and not to trust Larry. They was both feuding with each other. And I told him, well, I'm not going to get in the middle of this fight. I'm just going to make sure I do
How'd
the
you
legal.
get the title? Who physically gave you the title? He did?
No, Larry gave me the titles, which was the title holder, the legal owner.
Okay,
Gave
and
it to me.
and so are you suggesting he signed it over
He
at
signed
that
it over
moment?
to me. He
Not
signed
he signed it over to him earlier?
No, he never signed it over to Steve.
Do you have any? Do you have a statement
Yes,
from
I do.
Larry? Do you have a statement from Larry?
I don't have a statement from Larry, but I have a bill of sales where Larry signed it, and Steve Bolin also signed witnessing that he gave me a bill of sales. And it's witnessed at the bottom at what the impound yard signed, witnessing also the transaction that we had made.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Would you make a deal with an absolute stranger on the spot if you knew that person was loaded?
I probably would.
You would?
Yes.
You were just enticed by the money.
I would ask him a couple questions and then make the deal.
What's your name? How tall are you? Let's make the deal.
Yes.
Got your point?
I'd like to know more. I mean, I'd ask some questions too. I mean, the money's enticing, but I'd like to know more about who I'm dealing with.
Fair enough, Ed, ma'am.
I'd have to look at his shoes and how he's dressed, first of all.
Wait a minute. I got to tell you, of all of the comments, that probably says more than anything.
The shoes say it all.
The shoes say a lot, right?
Shoes say a lot.
I got shoes without socks on. Okay, going inside the courtroom.
He says that this is a bill of sale written by Larry Ray, selling the motorcycle to him for $783. Does that look familiar? It purports to have your signature on the bottom as a witness.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, why was that done?
Because he said that he wanted to have it all legal before we went any further with it.
Weren't you worried that if you're signing over a title to the guy and you're signing a bill of sale that says you're selling a motorcycle for $783, that the guy might say, what you talking about? That's my motorcycle. Nobody, not you, not Larry Ray, nobody actually thought that there might end up being a problem?
No, ma'am.
This has to be the dumbest thing you've ever done.
I agree.
I hope. I just, here's the thing, my job really isn't that hard. I have to try to figure out who's telling me the truth, and I just can't, I don't care how much seasoning I put on it, I cannot swallow what you're telling me.
Okay.
That someone would seek you out and say, please, if you just do this for me. You know what makes sense? Somebody who's desperate hears you talking about how you got cash. Somebody says, if you just pay $783 in 10 days, I'll have X amount, which is usurious and loan shark kind of money. And then you decide, this thing is pretty neat. Look at this. I've got a title. I've got the bill of sale I made. And then you just eat it. Because the idea that somebody, if he's going to not have anything for his motorcycle, he'll just let it go. Just not have anything for his motorcycle. But you're telling me he did all that so that I could sell him a car at a good price, which is not you doing anything. Because what's a good price? Who's to decide what's a good price? Show me anything, an affidavit from the people who are going to give you why would somebody else give you a car worth $1,500 for $600? I mean, do you understand how screwed up your story is and what a liar you look like? Because you are so slick. Sabes Nadar sin mojarte la ropa. You know what that means? You're so slick, you swim and you don't even get wet.
I'm sorry if it comes across that way, but the deal was, is as solid as I'm telling you right now, is that the agreement
he
was...
just wanted you desperately to have his motorcycle and he wouldn't get anything in return. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. He's desperate to get his bike back. He walks up to a complete stranger for help because he's desperate to get his bike back to him, not desperate for a stranger to have his bike. $2,500 verdict for the plaintiff. And I'll tell you what else. You think that perhaps I should deduct from that $783 or maybe $1,050. Because if I believe that the original deal was really that, then why don't you get your money? I'll tell you why. Because under Florida law, when you charge 409% interest on money, you don't get to claim the principal or the interest. You forfeit the debt. So the entire $2,500 verdict for the plaintiff.
That's a sad look there.
So the plaintiff gets the decision here, and here's the defendant. How do you think you look to the people watching in that courtroom?
Well, I'm hoping that it didn't send off the wrong impression. It's just that I've done the proper paperwork that I was supposed to do legally to protect myself, and now it seems as I was wrong for doing so.
Well, it looks like you took advantage of somebody because you could.
Well,
like.
The total deal was that I would go ahead and get the motorcycle and sell him a truck or a car because that's what he said he wanted. He didn't want the motorcycle. Those was the
truck
words.
or car deal?
He hadn't came up with the $500-600, and whenever he comes up with the money to purchase that, then he can get the vehicle.
Okay.
So the deal is still on the table. It's not that I'm trying to take advantage.
Okay. All right, so come on in here. You satisfied how the judge bails you out of this situation here?
Happy.
Yeah. What do you think took place here?
Well, he's outside saying he owned a car lot and he was going to buy another guy's car. So I asked him if he'd get my bike out of him.
Just out of the clear blue sky, you just picked him out and asked him?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Good idea?
Good idea. It'd come out in court. I won.
All right, Harvey.
Okay, Kurt, you know what? The amount of interest that you can charge varies from state to state and even varies in terms of the type of transaction that you're dealing with. So either go online or you might even want to consult a lawyer. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.